My name is Evrett Lunquist with the Demeter Association, sometimes known as Demeter USA. We're the biodynamic certifier in the United States, and I'm the director of certification.
And what brought you out to this event today?
Well, Demeter's had a historic relationship with the summit and coming here over a number of years, and I saw the agenda this year and thought it would be important to have Demeter present and bring the biodynamic story to the group, as well as just participate in the discussions.
What role do you think Demeter and biodynamics can have within the sustainable foods movement and this summit today?
So sometimes people will say that Demeter certification or biodynamic certification is the origins of organic certification. I would say that historically, Demeter has had a role in defining regenerative agriculture. Part of the Demeter standard is identifying farms as ecosystems and using ecosystems as the model of regeneration in agriculture. And so just bringing that perspective and that Demeter's been holding for decades now.
We heard a lot from different certifying organizations, companies, and entities. How do you think all of these different certifications can overlap to support a more sustainable future?
Right. Well, growers come from a lot of different starting points. You know, we have everything from somebody that meets organic and they just need to take the next step to be more self-contained or regenerative from within. But there's also going to be conventional growers that are very far from, very heavily supported by synthetic inputs. And so there's a place for all of these organizations to work together. I think individually we're not going to be able to tackle all the work that needs to be done. But if we have different organizations addressing different things, then we can piggyback off each other. We can, one organization creates a stepping stone for the other organization, and we can funnel things back and forth, like whoever's going to be the best suited. Demeter certification, for instance, is probably not going to be the best option for somebody that's very intensive in the chemical agriculture. But you have somebody like Regenified or Soil and Climate, where they're more apt to be able to work with weaning people off of those chemical fertilizers. So I think everybody has a place. And I think we all need to collaborate. We all need to collaborate in ways that we can identify our commonalities and work together and really bring forward the ways that we can solve the problems that exist in the world. We have a lot of answers, and we just need to get people to be aware of them.
100%. Biodynamics been around basically 100 years, if not more, beyond that, right?
Mm-hmm.
In theory, but at least biodynamics as we know it, more or less 100 years. What gets you excited about the future, the next 100 years
Mm-hmm.
of biodynamic agriculture growing with intention?
One thing that I think people are waking up to is the recognition that food is alive, and food has people can recognize that there's a vitality in food. We talk about food quality, we talk about nutrient density, but also just recognizing that there's some people call it a spiritual side. That's where kind of biodynamics, some people get a little uncomfortable with it, but it's a word. Spiritual is a word. You can look at it as the life energy of the food. I think there's just more consciousness about that food, and I think that's really another way that biodynamic can bring a deeper respect and understanding of what food is and how to raise food in a way that heals the earth.
Last question, we've heard from a lot of different people today. What's one takeaway from one speaker that that you're excited about that really got you going today?
I think the mention of how can we work together, I think is really critical. I think having all these different certifications, having all these different perspectives, and really trying to find that common ground, I think is super critical. Whether it's called sustainable, whether it's called regenerative, whether it's called organic, biodynamic, there's a commonality that we're much more closely aligned than I think sometimes we think we are.